But what I'd like to do is answer some of the questions that have come up during some other testimony and clarify some of the issues. People in New England have been voting for the past couple of years of just how they want their energy. We've seen that. Some of the bills that are in here right now are as a reaction to what's been happening in the industry. The individuals who are speaking on behalf of the power plants will say that this is the largest new energy project in New England. That's simply not true. In last year, 2016, the largest new energy project in New England was solar and wind. 735 megawatts were produced by individuals voting with their own dollars and their own roofs to get out of the fossil fuel industry, to get out of the fossil fuel production of electricity. House Bill 6051, 5897, 5197 are all opportunities to update an organization, a process that's been around for a very long time, 31 years. How many of you have cell phones that are 31 years old? And I'm not going to talk about cars because I know some of you have cars that are 31 years old and license plates, and you got reduced taxes for that. But like all electronic stuff, organizational stuff has to be looked at as well. One of the things for House Bill 5897, and again, Chairman, I'm not going to read my written testimony, but one of the things that's in that bill is to make sure that all the state guide plans are adhered to. There are 715 elements within the state guide plans. Very few of those have been written about or talked about or discussed within, and let's just be honest, with the Invenergy project, with the Clear River Energy Center. And many of those state guide plans are used today. You in your municipalities, with your comprehensive plans, you have to adhere to those. If you don't, you get a call from the state planning office saying, this one has to be adhered. You got to look at this one. You got to change this one. And then you get final approval with your comprehensive plans. Energy production facilities of this magnitude, of a gigawatt of electricity in Rhode Island, do not have to go through each and every one of those state guide plans. It's a checkbox, a simple checkbox. Did you provide enough information within the application that talks about, discusses state guide plans? Oh, yes, we did. Check that box off. Did you have an environmental impact statement? That's what House Bill 5197 calls for. I've been around long enough to know a little bit about environmental impact statements, and they're incredibly lengthy. Some of them could last 2 to 3 years. There's a reason, particularly when it comes to species, and species that only come certain times a year. You have to wait till they come to see what the impact might be. None of that was done for this particular application at that particular Energy Facility Siting Board. That's why the Energy Facility Siting Board has to be updated. And then there's finally House Bill 6051. Here's what I think. I think it's time to put a sunset clause on a Energy Facility Siting Board. I don't think it's a 2-year review. I think at this point we need a new one. I'm asking this committee, through what you've got in front of you and on behalf of the Land Trust and the Conservation Commission, to put together a panel, a legislative study commission, to come up with an Energy Facility Siting Board that is in tune with what else is happening out there in terms of alternative energy, in terms of Priuses, in terms of whatever it is we have to do to get our carbon reductions down, to get our energy use down, to be more energy efficient. We have become a model, Rhode Island has become a model with our offshore wind that rivals just about anything worldwide. We can become another model for creating an energy facility siting board that pushes those types of facilities. And finally, Mr. Chair and committee members, Rhode Island is pretty unusual. As a land trust president, I can tell you that when it comes to open space bond referendums, we have one thing in common. We approve those open space bond referendums overwhelmingly. If there's anything that's not included in any of this is an advocate for all of the people within the state of Rhode Island. Chairman Keeble and others have suggested that we increase the Energy Facility Siting Board to 5. I want an advocate on there who talks about and who represents all those individuals who vote for open space. Any idea which town votes most in terms of percentages for open space bond referendums? Well, you know that because you've been there. You've heard my presentation. Anybody else? Central Falls. Why would Central Falls vote 82%? Because they don't have any open space bond, they don't have any open space. So, Mr. Chair, on behalf of the Burrillville Land Trust and the Conservation Commission, I'm suggesting that it's time to think anew, to stop doing business as usual. And this is one of those times. Thank you, Mr. Chair, for your time.
Thank you very much.